Good morning, everybody. Grab your cup of coffee. Take a sip with me. I like a cold brew. It's a little gentler on my stomach. What do you guys like? If you're joining me here live today, will you do me a favor and put here in the chat so I can see? I'm just going to turn on my comments to see who's with me today. So if you're here with me live, put here in the chat or in the comments below. If you are joining me on the replay, put hashtag replay because I want to see who's hearing what I'm saying today, what I'm talking about. And I'm talking about being the expert. So my question to you today is, are you the expert? I'm sure you're thinking, well, what do you mean? What are you talking about? If you don't know what I'm talking about, say, what are you talking about in the comments? What are you talking about? I'm talking about being the expert on yourself. And what does that mean? That means understanding what's going on with your body better than anybody else. And here's why it's important for you to be the expert on yourself. Because nobody understands what's going on in your body better than you do from the perspective of how you feel inside your body, how you feel with your energy level, how you feel with the foods that you eat, and how your gut reacts to those foods. Are you tired all the time? Do you have fatigue? Are you having issues sleeping? And, what other things are going on? Do you have chronic pain? Do you have pain in a certain part of your body? And then you can't figure out what it is. So you go to a doctor and you try to describe to the doctor what's going on in your body. If any of you have ever had kids, when your kids don't feel well, you'll say, honey, what's wrong? My belly hurts. Well, what kind of hurt is it? Is it a dull pain? Is it a stabbing pain? And most of the time, when they try the best they can to describe it to you, you really can't understand what that is. And it's no different with your doctors. They could hear what you're saying, but they may not really understand what you're feeling and what's going on in your body. So it's really important for you to be the expert on your body, whether it's aches and pains, whether it's gut issues, whether it's something more than that, so that when you do go to a doctor or a coach like myself or somebody else to help you out, that you know that you can interpret the signals that your body is giving you and figure out what's happening and relate that correctly so you can get some kind of relief. A lot of times people will go to the doctor and the doctor will run a series of tests and the test will show that there's nothing wrong. Okay. And the doctor will say to you, there's nothing wrong with you. All the tests came back normal. And you're sitting in front of the doctor thinking, oh my gosh, I feel terrible. I'm fatigued. I have this extra weight that I don't know how to get rid of. And no matter what I do, I can't get rid of it. I am feeling sluggish. I have brain fog. I don't have any energy. And the doctor's telling you that there's nothing wrong with you. Or maybe you're in a situation where you're being told, well, you have an autoimmune issue. There's no cure. This is just the way it's going to be, but we can put you on medication. So this happened to somebody I know. They had an autoimmune issue. They were told there was no cure, but they could medicate for the rest of their lives. And they could medicate by taking steroids orally and doing that every single day of their lives. And they were in their 30s. So the question becomes, well, what's going to happen 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 30 years from now to my body from putting steroids in my body every single day, right? And so she decided she didn't want to do that. That wasn't something she was willing to just take a chance on. So she focused on her nutrition. We worked together to get her to a place where she started to understand the signals that her body was giving her, and she could react to those. And, it's a journey. It what worked for you today might not work for you 10 years from now. I know for myself personally, I used to be able to eat onions. Now, when I eat onions, I get horrible bloating, I get gas, I get heartburn. So my body doesn't like onions anymore. So it's really important to be able to tap into all the signals that your body's telling you and to tap into the intuition that is your God given gift to be able to figure out, hey, this isn't working for me. And I think I'm going to try this other thing over here. I want to tell you about another client. She was diagnosed with Hashimoto's. And she was told, well, there's 2 different medications we can put you on. And over time, your body might become accustomed to that medication. And then we might have to switch you to the second medication. And then if your body becomes accustomed to that, then pretty much there's nothing else we can do for you. She was carrying extra weight. She felt very uncomfortable. She didn't have energy. She couldn't focus. She had children to take care of, a family to take care of, a career that she loved. And that answer just wasn't acceptable to her. So she decided to dig deep and try to heal her body nutritionally. And here's the thing about our bodies, guys. Our bodies are these amazing, amazing machines that are capable of healing themselves. And it might take time for our bodies to heal, but if we're helping it heal by providing the proper nutrition, the proper rest, the proper movement with our body every day, our bodies are amazing at healing themselves. Maybe this is something that you've been dealing with. A lot of the time when people are carrying extra weight, there's something else going on in their bodies. Weight is usually a symptom of other things that are happening. And as an integrative nutrition health coach, I look at the big picture. If you are struggling with extra weight, there's usually something else going on. It could be stress. Stress is the number one culprit of weight gain or the inability to lose weight. And so how can we deal with the stress? Maybe you're dealing with insomnia and that's helping you to hold on to your weight. Maybe you have the wrong combination of nutrition and body movements, because there's a lot of people out there that think if they cut their calories like crazy and they do hours of cardio, that's going to help them lose the weight. And that might not be the case. And what works for one person is not going to work for the next person. There is no magic bullet. It's about you being the expert on you. So if you feel like you're the expert on yourself, would you put in the comment section, that's me? I'm an expert. Because I want to know who is an expert on themselves. If you don't feel like you're an expert, put in the comments, I need help. The bottom line is you should know when you go to a doctor if what they're saying to you feels right and is aligned with what you know about yourself as the expert on yourself. And we can't always get there on our own. I know I had to have coaches to help me become the expert on myself. And now I help other people do the same. It's really the greatest gift that you can give yourself to become the expert on yourself, because then you truly are driving the vehicle that you live in. And make no mistake about it. This is the most important vehicle that you have. It's the most important vehicle I have, right? If you start buying vehicles in your 20s, you might have 10, 15 different cars in a lifetime. This is the only vehicle you'll ever have that carries you, who you are, your soul, your spirit. It's the only vehicle you have to carry you around. So we want to make sure that you are taking really good care of this vehicle. That's my passion, to make sure that everyone is taking care of this vehicle, because it's your number one asset. And you need to be the expert on it. It can be hard, but it's simpler than you think. But so often we just don't know where to start. We don't know how to get the tools and the skills that we need to put into place to become the experts on ourselves. And that's what I help my clients with every day. And when they start becoming the experts on themselves, then the weight loss is a lot easier than they thought it would be because they understand what's happening in their bodies and they can respond to that. And when you become the expert on yourself, you can be the expert for life. So as you go through the different phases of life in your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, you go through the change. And make no mistake about it, guys, you go through the change too in midlife, right? It just looks different than what we women go through. And then you go into your 60s and your 70s. You can go into your golden years living a vibrant, healthy, wonderful life when you're the expert on yourself. So I want to encourage you today to adopt that new mindset about being the expert of yourself. If you aren't already thinking that way, if you're one of those people who isn't thinking in terms of, I know my body better than anybody else, and I know how to respond, and I know what to do when I need help, and I know how to reach out to people to get the help I need, and I know what kind of help I need, so it makes it easier to find the people that I need to work with to reach my goals. That's what being the expert on yourself is all about. So if this is something you feel like you need help with, whether it's working with me or working with another coach, I know a lot of coaches that work specifically with certain health issues that I can refer you to. My friend who is now coaching other clients who have Hashimoto's so that she can teach them how to overcome it and push their autoimmune issue into remission. Listen, we never really get rid of the autoimmune issues, but we can push them into remission and be healthy again. And then we are the experts on ourselves. And that's what I want for everybody. That's how you're going to have the most amazing life possible, is to be the expert on yourself. So are you? Are you the expert on yourself? If your answer to that is no, put it in the comments below. No, I'm not. I need help. And that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help people become the experts on themselves. So I'm just going to put this up here. If you want to jump on my calendar and have a conversation, it's a free complimentary strategy session to see where you are. I promise you'll walk away with 2 tips that are going to help you get on the right path. You can just go to chatwithcoachpaula.com and get on my calendar. If there isn't a spot on my calendar that works for you, just send me a message. We'll figure it out. I'm here for you. I want to help you. And if you want to learn more about me, you can go to my website at paulafallon.com. So if you really know that you want to become the expert on yourself and have that weight start to fall off because you know what you're doing, get on a phone call with me at chatwithcoachpaula.com. Grab a spot on my calendar. There's limited spots. I don't want you to miss out. Grab a spot. If you can't find a spot that fits, DM me. Let's chat. Let's get you started. You have it. You have what it takes to become the expert on yourself. So let's get you started today. Thanks for joining me. Till next time, make it a great day.